of wards ritual, just because tonight's the super pink moon. And so as I've been watching and observing in our spiritual community to find ways, simple little ways to cleanse our spaces, our minds, our souls, our spirits, and try to keep our head above the water. And one of the things that I think has really helped is watching how one of our principal members of our spiritual community is setting up her wards around her community and her house, her spaces, and then also helping to spread that love and light all over, and teaching us how we can incorporate those ways and disciplines into our everyday life. And so it took me about a week to sink everything in and try to find my own way to lay out the ley lines of my property around my house and visually create a space and try to give blessings to it. So I try to customize whatever I could find at home with things that I have learned around, and I'm here to share that experience on Facebook for anybody who's watching. So I'm sending sacred smoke to all those who need it. I did a little bit of cleansing of my space inside, and I'm cleansing my tiny little makeshift altar with a little bit of sage so that we may begin. And we're channeling all four corners of space. We're channeling the powers of the east, the south, the west, and then the north. And I have positioned my wards in the same order. And this is basically replicating the way the zones look in my space. Luckily, I have a decent enough, I would say, square-ish, rectangular-ish property that I live in my neighborhood, right inside my house. So I'm able to replicate that. And so I've used little cupcake filters, cupcake liners with all the colors of the earth and the elements. I've lit a candle. I'm facing the north while sitting, but then I will be channeling I think because I'm sitting with my back face to the south, I will channel it in the order that it's on my altar right now. And so I have taken there's green, there's blue, there's red, and then there's purple. And each of them has a purpose. So the blue is the east, the red is the south, and the purple is the west, and I think that's the north. And inside each of my cups, I have placed healing elements. So I have a little bit. I'm going to actually move my phone so everybody can see. And I'm going to change position so it's easier for me to podcast this. All right, so here you get a much better view of my little tray right there. So inside each of these cups, you can see there's a little bit of eggshells. So eggshells are extremely healing. They have extremely healing properties, not just for the earth, for the plants, even for souls and spirits that are in need of it. So the eggshells help also dispel negativity and keep the negative energies out. And then there's rosemary, dried rosemary in there. And rosemary is known for its immune boosting properties. So dried rosemary for helping keep everybody's immunity. And then there's some sea salt right in there. And salt has always been something of use in sacred practices, whether it's Himalayan salt or sea salt or any salt. But I chose sea salt. So here we have all things that help dispel negativity, keep our spaces safe, and keep our souls and our spirits safe, and all, part of nature. And then there's a mint leaf in each of them from some of the herbs that I've been trying to regrow inside my house. So the mint leaf basically signifies our relationship and our balance with Mother Nature, and something, that's part of me as a green witch trying to get into that. So a little bit from my kitchen. So that's the symbol. Then I've lit a white candle, which actually has quite a bit of use because I've been putting rosemary right inside of it and burning it for a while. So the white basically stands for everything that can begin. So new beginnings, new everything. Tonight is the pink full moon. It's the super moon. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're watching. And yes, I'm trying to also protect my flame from dying out. And yes, it died out. But that's all right. I'm gonna go back inside and try to light this flame one more time and come back. So stay right where you are, and you may sit and I don't know. Oh, there's a little view of my little seedling that's been growing up. Yes. So I'm gonna turn my camera facing, and then you can, just keep a looking at my little plant while I go get my candle lit. And stay with me because we are just getting started. All right, I am back. So with permission from my friend Valerie, I actually have opened up the prayers invoking all the four corners of our sacred space. So I'm trying my best to keep my flame from blowing out. And yep, I think we'll make it. We'll absolutely make it. Yes, I'm back. And I have my prayers all set up. It's on my iPad, so I'm going to be starting. And we're going to start with taking a deep breath in. I'm going to place my camera. I don't really want you guys to see me. I'd rather you watch the... So we're going to first cleanse our space. A little bit more sage smudge. We're going to start with the Guardians of the East, and oh man, I'm so messing this up, but we'll make it work. So we'll start with the Guardians of the East in purple, right there, and we start with a prayer. We take a deep breath in. If you'd like to do this with me, I would love that, but or you could just sit back, lay back, and listen. And we breathe in. We're invoking the Guardians of the East. Breathe us. Let our respirations synchronize with the trees that are our lungs. Guard us against anxiety and restricted breath. Keep us safe from corrupted ideas and self-serving impulses. Tell us when to speak up and when to remain silent. Allow perfect love, perfect trust to blow freely in and out of our boundaries. And here we have invoked the Guardians of the East. May they protect us. We're going next to the Guardians of the South. The Guardians of the South. And here. To the Guardians of the South, let's take a deep breath in and let it out. To the Guardians of the South, ignite our courage and purify any energies before permitting entrance or exit. Show us the path to transformation. Rise, magical creatures, rise. Guard us against hasty actions and contaminated motives. Tell us when to burn, plus when to smolder, when to roar, and when to bank. Allow perfect love, perfect trust to control and direct our lantern's flame, and never keep that flame from extinguishing. Even when it extinguishes in the physical realm, it stays alive inside of you. And here we have invoked the Guardians of the South. We're going next to invoke the Guardians of the West. Let's take a deep breath in. Guardians of the West, heal us in all ways. Create a deep well of empathy, balanced with ancestral fortresses. Guard against cruelty and heartless energies. Keep us safe from overwhelm. Tell us when we need help. Reassure us when we need to feel unsafe. And allow perfect love and perfect trust to flow freely in and out of our boundaries. And finally, we invoke the Guardians of the North. Take a deep breath in and let's let it out. To the Guardians of the North, hold us dear, sweet home wards, count us precious, and wrap this dwelling in magic and miracle. Guard us against illness and lack. Keep us safe from harmful energies that threaten our well-being. Tell us when to venture out and when to withdraw, when to stay and when to go, and allow perfect love and perfect trust to regulate us from within and outside of these boundaries. And with this, we conclude the invocation of all the four corners of our boundaries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I circle my smoke 13 times because 13 is my number, and it's the number that I invoke whenever I have to shuffle my cards or do anything. And with this, we have cast a circle of protection around our wards. These are the wards of protection. And by broadcasting this live, I send protective smoke out into the world outside through our digital wires and anything that actually sends communication. Here's sacred smoke from my circle of protection to yours. And no matter what any of us believe in, it really does not matter. It all boils down to what you feel truly inside. So be sure to find your own way of coping with the situation that we are in. And tonight, thank you, Samaj. You're welcome. Absolutely. It's all about the collective conjuring. So I have collectively conjured as much healing as I can conjure from my end, and it's up to everybody else to stay responsible and keep yourself safe out there. And here we go. Some more energy smoke, and if anybody wants to still continue watching, I'm still here for a few more minutes talking before we end this session. And yes, a circle of love and protection, so mote it be. Yes, and blessed be to all. So tonight is the super pink moon, so be sure to take a look outside. 10:30 is when the moon is going to rise, and I have quite the evening planned for myself. So if there's time, try to see if you can find some time to meditate, some time for retrospection. Just be sure that you keep your heart pure and heart clean when you do that, because sometimes all your negative thoughts and everything need to be dispelled as much as possible. And tonight's a good night to do that. So draw into whatever power that you believe in, wherever it is that your belief is, anywhere that it is. It really does not matter, because ultimately in the end, the universe is one, this earth is one, we are all one right here. We're just Earth's children settled in different corners and different places. So in any way possible, if all you need to do is light a candle tonight, that works too. I indulge in a little bit of sage, I do candle, I do smudging, I do a lot of other things, I do meditation. Those things I do on a full moon night. Sometimes I don't, because I get caught up and carried away with life. But this quarantine, self-isolation, social distancing life has actually taught me way more than anything else about trying to retreat within. And if there's things that I can share from my experience with those who are in need for it, I say, why not, right? All this knowledge and all this spiritual energy is there for us to share. There's no exclusive rights on it. There are no rules. There are no regulations. So be sure to keep tuning into my channels right here and get some positive energy. And absolutely, I totally believe in that, Samaj. It is full of love and magic, yes, and it's all going to bring balance to us. So I did pull out a few cards for myself today, but I think I will be doing some more as the day commences and as I finish my duties at home as a homemaker and my responsibilities to my family and to my spaces. And then I will be setting up some time for myself. I'm communing with two of my spiritual communities tonight. It's a powerful night, and I think it's a perfect night to sit down and meet with all the other people and the brethren and the sisters that share in my journey and have their own journeys and are teaching me so much through their own experiences and knowledge. And I'm looking forward to that. So it's really exciting to have two of the spiritual communities that I'm part of come together tonight for me. And yep, it's going to be quite the night, and that's why I've put a post on the pink moon as well on my Facebook saying it's going to be a big night, and I'm looking forward to it. So I hope that you can also incorporate things that you learn from other cultures and other faiths and other religions to put into something which brings all of us together. We're all humans and we're all in this together. No matter what country we come from, what we believe in, we're all in together. Lighting a candle is universal. It brings everyone together. Sacred smoke is something that connects everybody. And I feel that anything that brings protection, not just to us, but to everybody around us or anybody watching, it's there for you. And I'm glad that I'm able to do this. And tonight is a big night. Make sure you make the best of it. Do what is that needs to be done. Hold on to your beliefs. Hold on to your loved ones, and send the healing out there. Because as each day commences, I keep getting information and news about somebody or the other getting affected. We did receive some news that my husband's there was a work colleague whose father passed away in Europe. And yes, I mean, it's a tough time for all of us. We have a lot of elderly and immune compromised people in our families, everybody out there. So send as much healing as you can from in here and out there. And let's tap into that magic that's out there in the open world. And this is just a view of my boundary and my property. This is my backyard. And as you can see, there's let me turn it this way, it's easier so I can see what you're seeing. Yep. So this is my little backyard, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to actually setting up my deck so that we can sit outside. Birds chirping. And that's my little herb garden in the making. It was a little bigger because my dad had this huge vegetable garden going on, but we weren't able to maintain it. So we've decided that we're just going to stick to small things. And here are my boundaries. This is the southern facing sky. And yep. This is my home. This is the outside of my home. As you can see, there's my little seedlings, my little herb seedlings getting some vitamin D today. And I'm out here too, trying to get some fresh air, and from my world to yours, as much healing as I can send. I'm going to keep this video up for people to watch as a replay, and I hope I can send magic and healing and vibes from my world to yours. Thank you and namaste.